Today is a very auspicious day in our Chandigarh Math. Chandigarh is the capital of Punjab in India. In our Math Chandigarh, deities Guru Gauranga, Radha Madhav appeared on today's Titi by the devotion of our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Gosai Maharaj. So today they made Abhishek and there was a big kirtan and prasad distribution and everything. Also by the grace of Gurudev, I spent a lot of time in that Chandigarh Math with Gurudev. Also with Srila Bharati Maharaj, we went to that park because this math is in one part of one big park in Chandigarh. First, Param Gurudev requested that place, and those important persons, they told to mayor, but mayor flatly refused. No, it is not possible. It is a park. How it is possible? So then they fully refused. But then Param Gurudev called that mayor. They had some meeting, and immediately when mayor saw our Param Gurudev, his gigantic figure and spiritual influence, and Param Gurudev requested him, I want that place only. So then automatically mayor said yes, after seeing Param Gurudev. Such was the influence of Param Gurudev. So one part of park is our Chandigarh Math, and now also Pushpa Samadhi of our Param Gurudev and his Bhajan Kutir, also Bhajan Kutir of our Gurudev. I also got Diksha, Mantra Diksha at this Chandigarh Math. So Guru Gauranga, Radha Madhav at their divine lotus feet. They are unlimitedly merciful. I got many experiences there during those years when we were coming with Gurudev. So today is their appearance day. Also, you may not know, so I am telling that even Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he came to this, our math. He wrote in one letter, dated, you will find it in Veda base, 9th November 1976. From Vrindavan, he sent a letter to Bhakti B.S. Bodayan Maharaj. I think he is one god brother. So in this letter, Srila Sai Maharaj is telling, my dear B.S. Bodayan Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. I am in due receipt of your letter, 2nd November 76, for which I thank you very much. The Bengali letter delivered with my letter has been delivered to Kamal Narayan. My thanks are also to Shanta Maharaj, that is Srila Bhakti Kumar Shanta Gosai Maharaj. I am very much obliged to you that you write to say, it is clear to me that you are a great powerful Acharya in the Vaishnava world at present. Sometimes Sridhar Maharaj also says like that. Especially after the disappearance of Sai Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj told he was Shakti Abhesh avatar, Sai Maharaj. So, Sai Maharaj continuing here in the letter, so actually if you are feeling like that, let us work conjointly. There is a great prospect for preaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message all over the world and in India also. At least in India, we can preach very vigorously if we combine together. It is already tested in many cases. Whenever we held some festival in big cities like Calcutta, Bombay, Hyderabad, Madras, Delhi, etc., thousands of men gather and they request regularly to continue the program. Recently, we held a similar program in Chandigarh, and the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Gauriya Math also participated. That is our Math. They invited me in the local center of Sri Chaitanya Gauriya Math, and many thousands of people came to hear me. So there is a great prospect if we work conjointly, at least in India. So you can consult Sridhar Maharaj also. He is also of that opinion you have opined, and if in this old age we can do something combinedly, it will be a great triumph. I thank you very much once more, your affectionately, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Then he also wrote, I am expecting to go to Mayapur in January. So you see, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj was always ready to cooperate with his God brothers, and our Parangurudev and others also. And there was a great success. So you see here, Sai Maharaj organized one program in Chandigarh, and our Mat devotees, they participated, and they invited Sai Maharaj to our Mat, and he spoke there. It was a big program. And I was many times in our Chandigarh Mat, and I saw many times many ISKCON devotees they are visiting. And from our Mat also they go to ISKCON. They are freely mixing there. At least in Chandigarh I saw this very much. And another one I found, it is room conversation, Sai Maharaj, October 12th, 1977. That is some days before Srila Sai Maharaj left this world in Vrindavan. So in the room, there were Kirtananda, Tamal Krishna, and Jayapataka Maharaj, and others. So here in this conversation, Hari Shauri also. One second. I have to find. So Tamal Krishna told Srila Prabhupada, 2 telegrams came for you. One of them was sent by one of your god brothers. Sai Maharaj asked, who is he? Tamal Krishna said, Madhav Maharaj, means our Parangurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj. He sent you a telegram from Chandigarh. It says, extremely anxious for your health. Praying to Srila Prabhupada, means Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, praying to Srila Prabhupada and Lord Gaur Krishna for their blessings unto you. So this is our Parangurudev sent this telegram. Extremely anxious for your health. Praying to Srila Prabhupada and Lord Gaur Krishna for their blessings unto you. Then Sai Maharaj said, so send him back telegram. Thank you. Excuse my offenses. All God brothers. Then Sai Maharaj asked, what have you written? And Tamal Krishna said, thank you. Excuse my offenses. All God brothers. So see, this was the mood of Srila Sai Maharaj. He was always respectful and cooperating with his god brothers, and they were also affectionate to him, and they were cooperating. And here Parang Gurudev is praying for health of Srila Sai Maharaj, and Sai Maharaj is saying thank you and excuse me for my offenses, and all god brothers. So why this? Because he wanted to show this. So we have to keep this in mind and have a reality picture, not as some are trying to misrepresent for some purpose, but the reality is such. Our Parang Gurudev was always affectionate to all his god brothers. He was serving Sai Maharaj, I told that time also, and he was inviting. Sai Maharaj was having respect and affection and cooperation, so it is like this. So today is the appearance day of our deities Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Madhav in our Chandigarh Mat, installed by Srila Parang Gurudev. I heard from Gurudev, and also once Gurudev, when we were there, he told me, you go and bow down to Guru Gauranga Radha Madhav. You will get everything. Gurudev said, from the heart you bow down to them. Sincerely, from the heart you bow down to them, you will get everything. Because that is Krishna himself. And we are hearing Ramayana summarized. Yesterday we came to that point when Ramchandra finally came to the house of Shabari. She was waiting for him whole life, every day preparing, cleaning the pathway and house and picking up berries in the forest because she was very poor, but she had a service attitude and full faith in Gurudev that Ramchandra will come, he will give you darshan. So really it happened, and after giving her darshan, then also Shabari disappeared from this world and entered into transcendental realm of Ayodhya for Nitya Lila. Then, after a long walk, Ram and Lakshman reached the Rishyamukha mountain to meet Sugriva. Sugriva had a brother Vali, the king of Kishkinda. They are both monkeys. They were once a good friends. This changed when they went to fight with a giant. The giant ran into a cave and Vali followed him, asking Sugriva to wait outside. Sugriva waited for a long time and then returned to the palace in grief, thinking that Vali was killed. He then became the king upon the request of the minister. After some time, Vali suddenly appeared. He was met with Sugriva and blamed him to be a cheater. You see, sometimes misunderstanding comes. It was not that intentionally Sugriva wanted to usurp kingdom of Vali, but he was waiting him outside, as he told him, but because it was so long, so he was feeling maybe he was, it seems he was killed, so he came back with grief. But Vali misunderstood, oh, he wanted to usurp my kingdom. So misunderstanding between brothers. Vali was strong. He drove Sugriva out of his kingdom and took away his wife. Ever since, Sugriva had been living in the Rishyamukha mountain, which was out of bound for Vali because of a Rishi's curse. One Rishi cursed Vali, so he could not enter there, so Sugriva was there. On seeing Ram and Lakshman from a distance and not knowing the purpose of their visit, Sugriva sent his close friend Hanuman to find out their identity. Hanuman, disguised as an ascetic, came to Ram and Lakshman. The brothers told Hanuman of their intention to meet Sugriva because they wanted to help to find Sita. This dress of an ascetic is always like people will have some free, how to say, they will not hesitate, they will not think something may be wrong or cheating like this. No, they will feel no threat, yes. They will feel no threat. If someone, like kings, that he came to Jayadev Goswami in the dress of a Vaishnava, and king of Puri also came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the dress of a Vaishnava, like poor, simple Vaishnava, like this. So there is no threat or no hesitancy to meet. So Hanuman also went in disguise of ascetic. But of course, this may be misused also. By Ravan, he also came as sannyasi, so that he misused that. Sita was innocently, she was thinking sadhu should not live dissatisfied. So she came out without any apprehension that something may be wrong because he's a sadhu. So she came out, but Ravan was cheater. The brothers told Hanuman of their intention to meet Sugriva. Why? Because the Jatayu eagle told, you take help of Sugriva. Because they wanted his help to find Sita. Hanuman was impressed by their courteous behavior and removed his garb of ascetic. Then he carried the princess on his shoulder to Sugriva. There Hanuman introduced the brothers and narrated their story. He then told Sugriva of their intention to come to him. In return, Sugriva told his story and sought help from Ram to kill Vali. Otherwise, he could not help even if he wanted to. Ram agreed. Hanuman then kindled a fire to bear witness to the alliance made. And he kindled the fire. Nowadays they are signing paper documents like this for alliance, but that time this was made. One fire as witness, because fire is witness, earth is witness, sun, like, or so many witnesses. Fire is one witness, so it is confirmed. Alliance means certified. In due course, Vali was killed and Sugriva became the king of Kishkinda. Soon after Sugriva took over the kingdom of Vali, he ordered his army to proceed in the search of Sita. Ram specially called Hanuman and gave his ring, saying, if anyone finds Sita, it will be you, Hanuman. Keep this ring to prove your identity as my messenger. Give it to Sita when you meet her. Hanuman most respectfully tied up the ring to his waist and joined the search party. As Sita flew, she dropped her ornaments on the ground when Ravan was taking her. These were traced by the monkey army, and it was concluded that Sita was carried southwards. When the monkey army reached the Mahendra hill, located on the south shore of India, they met Sampati, the brother of Jatayu, eagle. their brothers. Sampati confirmed that Ravan took Sita to Lanka. The monkeys were perplexed how to cross the huge sea that stretched in front of them. Angada, the son of Sugriva, asked, "Who can cross the ocean?" Silence prevailed until Hanuman came up to give a try. Hanuman was the son of Pavan, the wind god. He had a secret gift from his father. He could fly. Tomorrow this will hear from our Gurudev's book how Hanuman got this mystic power, but he was not aware of it because of a curse, but later when needed he will get. So he could fly. Hanuman enlarged himself to a huge size and took a jump to cross the ocean. After overcoming many obstacles, at last Hanuman reached Lanka. He soon contracted his body and alighted as a tiny, insignificant creature. He soon passed through the city unnoticed and managed to enter the palace quietly. He went through every chamber but could not see Sita. He can make his body huge and he can make his body very small also. Finally, Hanuman located Sita in one of the gardens of Ravan called Ashok Bon, Ashok Grove. You will find Ashok in Delhi also. One part is there, Ashok Bihar. We performed one Kartik Brata there one time, Ashok Bihar. That is, Ashok means where there is no lamentation. Once, our one brahmachari, he was in the service of Gurudev. Then Gurudev told him, "You will not go there." There was Nagar Sankirtan. "You will not go there to Ashok Bihar. Then how you will be freed from lamentation?" In joking way, Gurudev told Ashok. So this is Ashok Bon. She was surrounded by the Rakshashis, female Rakshashis, who were guarding her. Hanuman hid on a tree and watched Sita from a distance. She was in deep distress, crying and praying to God for her relief. Hanuman's heart melted in pity. He took Sita as his mother. Just then, Ravan entered the garden and approached Sita. "I have waited enough. Be sensible and become my queen. Ram cannot cross the ocean and come through this impregnable city. You better forget about him." Sita sternly replied, "I have repeatedly told you to return me to Lord Ram before his wrath falls upon you." Ravan got furious. "You have gone beyond the limits of my patience. You give me no choice than to kill you unless you change your mind. Within a few days I shall be back." As soon as Ravan left, other Rakshashis who were attending Sita came back and suggested her to marry Ravan and enjoy the enviable wealth of Lanka. Sita kept quiet. Slowly the Rakshashis wandered away. Hanuman came down from his hiding place and gave Rama's ring to Sita. Sita was thrilled. She wanted to hear about Ram and Lakshman. After conversing for a while, Hanuman asked Sita to take a ride on her back to return to Ram. Sita did not agree. "I do not want to return home secretly," said Sita. "I want Ram to defeat Ravan and take me back with honor." That is, for Kshatriyas is like this. Hanuman agreed. Then Sita gave her necklace to Hanuman as an evidence confirming their meeting. Ramchandra gave the ring to prove that he is really messenger of Ram, and Sita gave her necklace to prove that really he found her. Evidence is there. Before departing from the Ashok grove, Hanuman wanted Ravan to have a lesson for his misconduct. So he began to destroy the Ashok grove by uprooting the trees. Grove. By uprooting the trees. Soon the Rakshasa warriors came running to catch the monkey, but were beaten up. The message reached Ravan. He was enraged. He asked Indrajit, that is his able son, to capture Hanuman. A fierce battle ensued, and Hanuman was finally captured when Indrajit used the most powerful weapon, the Brahmastra missile. Hanuman was taken to Ravana's court, and the captive stood in front of the king. Hanuman introduced himself as the messenger of Ram. I am Ramdas. He told, "You have abducted the wife of my all-powerful master, Lord Ram. If you want peace, return her with honor to my master, or else you and your kingdom will be destroyed." Ravan was wild with rage. Ravan was smiling. Our Gurudev used to explain this, and in drama also you will see. Hanuman was fearlessly speaking, and Ravan was astonished how this monkey, he is so confident and proud. How this is possible? He's asserting himself in this way. Jai Ram, I am Ramdas. Ravan was wild with rage. He ordered to kill Hanuman instantly when his younger brother Vibhishan objected. "You cannot kill a king's envoy, messenger," said Vibhishan. Then Ravan ordered Hanuman's tail to be set on fire. When our Gurudev was small and they were doing Ram Lila drama as boys, Gurudev was playing the part of Vibhishan, younger brother of Ravan, but he was a devotee Vibhishan, as we will see later. The Rakshasa army took Hanuman outside the wall, while Hanuman increased his size and lengthened his tail. It was wrapped with rags and ropes and soaked in oil. He was then paraded through the streets of Lanka, and a big mob followed to have fun. The tail was set on fire, but because of his divine blessings, Hanuman did not feel the heat. He soon shrank his size and shook off the ropes that bound him and escaped. That is his mystical power. So when he was big, they tied him. Then he became small, so those ropes could not hold him. So that was his trick. He escaped. Then, with the torch of his burning tail, he jumped from roof to roof to set the city of Lanka on fire. People began to run, creating chaos and hideous cries. Finally, Hanuman went to the seashore and put off the fire in the seawater. Then he began his homeward flight. When Hanuman joined the monkey army and narrated his experience, they all laughed. Soon the army returned to Kishkinda. Then Hanuman quickly went to Ram to give his first-hand account. He took out the jewel that Sita gave and placed it in Rama's hands. Ram burst into tears when he saw the jewel. He addressed Hanuman and said, Hanuman, you have achieved what none else could. What can I do for you? Hanuman prostrated before Ram and sought his divine blessings. Devotees always, they only want service, nothing else. Sugriva then discussed in detail with Ram their next course of action. On an auspicious hour, the entire monkey army set out from Kishkinda. According to astrology, you have to see when is good time to travel, when it is good time to start war, good time for everything is there auspicious. So, Tuesday is a good time to start the war, Tuesday. And to start travel, Wednesday early morning is good, all the time good time. No need to check almanac. You can know every Wednesday early morning, if you start, it is auspicious. And starting war on Tuesday, you will win. Upon reaching on auspicious hour, entire monkey army set out from Kishkinda towards Mahendra Hill, located on the opposite side of Lanka. Upon reaching Mahendra Hill, Ram faced the same problem: how to cross the ocean with the army. He called for a meeting of all the monkey chiefs and sought their suggestions for a solution. Because this was righteous war, not for any selfish purpose, violence. No, it was righteous because Ravan is demon and was disturbing, and he took Sita. It is not good. So they were all ready, and they were ready to give up their life for the service of Ram. And that is for all living entities. That is auspicious. When Ravan heard, but if there is any local interest, selfish interest, then that will be violence. Violence is not supported in Shastra. Mahingsat sarvani bhutani. Don't injure any living entity. When Ravan heard from his messengers that Ram had already arrived at Mahendra Hill and was preparing to cross the ocean to Lanka, he summoned his ministers for advice. They unanimously decided to fight Ram to his death. Demons. To them, Ravan was indestructible and they undefeatable. Only Vibhishan, the younger brother of Ravan, was cautious and opposed to this. Vibhishan said, Brother Ravan, you must return the chaste woman Sita to her husband. Ram, seek his forgiveness and restore peace. Ravan became upset with Vibhishan and told him to leave the kingdom of Lanka. Vibhishan, through his magical power, reached Mahendra Hill and sought permission to meet Ram. The monkeys were suspicious but took him to Ram as a captive. Vibhishan explained to Ram all that happened in Ravan's court and sought his asylum. Ram gave him sanctuary, and Vibhishan became the closest advisor to Ram in the war against Ravan. Ram promised Vibhishan to make him the future king of Lanka. they were suspicious. We will read tomorrow in Gurudev's book. But Ramchandra knew he's a devotee. Although outwardly like a demon, brother of Ravan, and looked like Ravan, and that is why they were suspicious. But Ramchandra said no, he's a devotee. And then Ramchandra said, even if Ravan comes and surrenders, says, I'm yours, I will give him protection, fearlessness. So he gave that protection to Vibhishan. He was a surrendered soul to Ramchandra. And he became closest advisor. We will see later, he will tell him some important points. To reach Lanka, Ram decided to build a bridge with the help of the monkey engineer Nala. He also summoned Varuna, the god of the ocean, to cooperate by staying calm while the bridge was in the making. Immediately, thousands of monkeys set about the task of gathering the materials to build the bridge. When the materials were piled up in heaps, Nala, the great architect, started to build the bridge. It was a stupendous undertaking. But the entire monkey army worked hard and completed the bridge in just 5 days. The army crossed over to Lanka. And you know, there was also one small squirrel there. She was a devotee of Ramchandra. So when all were building the bridge, Hanuman was bringing big mountains and trees and rocks, everything they were throwing. And that squirrel, she went to the ocean to make her hairs wet. Then she went to beach and she rolled in the sand and then went back to the ocean and threw that sand in the water to make a bridge. Then Hanuman became angry. Why? What you are thinking? You are making a joke, or you are joking, or what? I'm bringing mountains and this, and you are here making a joke. But, you know, that is of course Lila to give us teaching. Then Ramachandra came and he said, no, Hanuman. She is doing also according to her capacity. And also you see all your mountains, everything is going down. But her sand is floating on the water. And Ramchandra, with his hands, he caressed her on her head. That is why you will find those 3 lines on water squirrel. That is because Ramachandra was approving her service and was caressing. And then Hanuman got that idea. Yes, that is floating. Why my is not floating? Then he came to that idea. I will write Ram Nam on this stone. Ram is all powerful. His name is all powerful. Everything is possible for Ram. So he wrote Ram and he threw that stone. Then Ram, that stone with Ram name, that was floating. So Krishna is seeing our heart, those who are really interested to serve him in the Atma. He's accepting that. Not outward show of something big or like this. No, he's seeing the quality that someone really wants to serve. So Ramchandra fully blessed her, that squirrel. After crossing the ocean, Ram sent Angada the son of Sugriva, to Ravan as a messenger. Angada went to Ravan's court and delivered Ram's message. Return Sita with honor or face destruction. Ravan became enraged and ordered him out of the court immediately. Angada returned with Ravana's message and preparation for the war began. The next morning, Ram ordered the monkey army to attack. The monkeys rushed forward and hurled huge boulders against the city walls and gates. The battle continued for a long time. Thousands were dead on each side and the ground soaked in blood. When Ravan's army was losing, Indrajit, Ravan's son, took the command. He had the ability to fight while staying invisible. His arrows tied up Ram and Lakshman with serpents. The monkeys began to run with the fall of their leaders. Suddenly, Garuda, the king of the birds and the sworn enemy of the serpents, came to their rescue. All of the snakes slithered away, leaving the two brave brothers, Ram and Lakshman, free. So Garuda rescued. He came in Ram Lila. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj used to explain, there is one history also, that Garuda was then proud. So in order to remove that proud, Krishna made some lila also, that Hanuman came to Dwaraka also and got darshan of Krishna as Ramchandra, and also he was as like an old man lying on the ground, and Garuda said, "You move." He said, "I cannot move, I'm very old, I cannot move." Then Garuda said, "I will blow you off." "Yes, you can do what you want, I'm so old, I cannot move." That was actually Hanuman in the disguise like an old monkey. Then Garuda tried his best but could not move. And Hanuman took him under his armpit and went to Dwaraka, chanting Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Like this. Sometimes Krishna makes among the devotees some lila. Then also that Sudarshan he took in his hand like this. And Krishna told to Satyabhama, "You become Sita because Hanuman is coming." Then she said, "I cannot do that." Then Rukmini, she could take the form of Sita, and Krishna became Ramchandra. He gave darshan to Hanuman. And their pride, transcendental pride, was checked. That is lila, of course, for Krishna's satisfaction. So when the snakes were removed by Garuda, then hearing this, Ravan himself came forward. He hurled the powerful missile Shakti at Lakshman. It descended like a fierce thunderbolt and hit hard at Lakshman's chest. Lakshman fell down senseless. Ram wasted no time to come forward and challenged Ravan himself. Following a fierce fight, Ravan's chariot was smashed and Ravan was sorely wounded. Ravan stood helpless before Ram, whereupon Ram took pity on him and said, "Go and rest now. Return tomorrow to resume our fight." In the meantime, Lakshman recovered. This is Kshatriya etiquette. Kshatriya will feel not in dignified position if he will fight with some weak enemy. in Kali Yuga, we try to take advantage when he's weak, or by cheating, or for behind, or anything we like to kill. But real Kshatriyas, that would be below their honor to fight with someone who is not ready, or who is weak now, or like this. So Ram said, you go and rest now. Tomorrow we will fight again. You gain your strength. That is different. In Kali Yuga is different. The more they try any kind of cheating in fighting. Ravan was shamed and called upon his brother Kumbhakarna for assistance. Kumbhakarna had the habit of sleeping for 6 months at a time. Gurudev said that is in Tamaguna. Kumbhakarna, that type of sleep. But when Krishna sleeps or Ramchandra sleeps, that is Yoga Nidra, different thing. Ravan ordered him to be awakened. Kumbhakarna was in deep sleep, and it took the beating of drums, piercing of sharp instruments, and elephants walking on him to awaken him. Elephants walking on him to awaken. He was informed of Rama's invasion and Ravan's orders. Ram's invasion and Ravan's order. After eating a mountain of food, Kumbhakarna appeared in the battlefield. He was huge and strong. When he approached, one devotee told me in Bengali, in Calcutta, Beshikao Yuddha Jao means you eat a lot. Beshikao Juddha Jao, and you go and fight. You take a lot of food and go to fight in war. He was huge and strong. When he approached the monkey army like a walking tower, the monkeys took to their heels in terror. They were running away. Hanuman called them back and challenged Kumbhakarna. A great fight ensued until Hanuman was wounded. Kumbhakarna headed towards Ram, ignoring the attack of Lakshman and others. Even Ram found Kumbhakarna difficult to kill. Ram finally discharged the powerful weapon that he obtained from the wind god Pavan. Kumbhakarna fell dead. Bol Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Ravan and Kumbhakarna, their Jai Vijay from Vaikuntha. First they became Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Then they became Ravan and Kumbhakarna. And in Krishna Lila, Shishupal and Dantavakra. Hearing the news of his brother's death, Ravan swooned away. After he recovered, he lamented for a long time and then called Indrajit. Indrajit consoled him and promised to defeat the enemy quickly. Indrajit began to engage in a battle safely hidden behind the clouds and invisible to Ram. Ram and Lakshman seemed to be helpless to kill him as he could not be located. Arrows came from all directions, and finally one of the powerful arrows hit Lakshman. Everyone thought this time Lakshman was dead, and Sushena, the physician, means Ayurvedic doctor, of the monkey army was called. He declared that Lakshmana was only in a deep coma and instructed Hanuman to leave immediately for Gandha Madana hill located near the Himalayas. Gandha Madana hill grew the special medicine called Sanjivani that was needed to revive Lakshman. Hanuman lifted himself in the air and traveled the entire distance from Lanka to Himalaya and reached the Gandha Madana hill. As he was unable to locate the herb, he lifted the entire mountain and carried it to Lanka. Means he did not know which herb is this. Sanjivani. You have to have knowledge of Ayurveda. So he did not know which one is. Then he just took the whole mountain. But in next life, Hanuman became Murari Gupta in Gaur Lila. Murari Gupta is Ayurvedic doctor. He can treat you for physical disease, mental disease, and spiritual disease. Aversion to Krishna. Everything he can cure you. Ayurvedic doctor. And pure devotee. Hanuman or Murari Gupta. So whole mountain he brought. Sushena means Ayurvedic doctor immediately applied the herb and Lakshman regained consciousness. Ram was relieved and the battle resumed. This time, it will take some more time. This time, Indrajit played a trick on Ram and his army. He rushed forward in his chariot and created an image of Sita through his magic. Catching the image of Sita by the hair, Indrajit beheaded Sita in front of the entire army of the monkeys. Ram collapsed. Vibhishan came to his rescue. When Rama came to senses, Vibhishan explained that it was only a trick played by Indrajit and that Ravan would never allow Sita to be killed. Fake Sita. So you see, Vibhishan knew, so he was important advisor of Ramchandra. Vibhishan further explained to Ram that Indrajit was realizing his limitations to kill Ram. Hence, he would soon perform a special sacrificial ceremony in order to acquire that power. If successful, he would become invincible. Vibhishan suggested Lakshman should go immediately to obstruct that ceremony and slay Indrajit before he became invisible again. Ram accordingly sent Lakshman accompanied by Vibhishan and Hanuman. They soon reached the spot where Indrajit was engaged in performing the sacrifice. Indrajit means one who conquered Indra. He was so powerful. But before the Rakshasa prince could complete it, that sacrifice, Lakshman attacked him. The battle was fierce and finally Lakshman severed Indrajit's head from his body. Indrajit fell dead because Indrajit could not be defeated by anyone except by someone who did not eat for 14 years. And that was only Lakshman in the forest. He was all the time serving Sitaram and he was never eating, fasting. He brought food to Sitaram and Ramchandra gave him, but never told him you eat. So Lakshman did not eat. So because of that, he was the only one who could kill Indrajit. Otherwise impossible. When the fall of Indrajit, with the fall of Indrajit, Ravan's spirit was in complete despair. He wailed most piteously, but sorrow soon gave way to anger. He furiously rushed to the battlefield to conclude the long-drawn fight against Ram and his army. Forcing his way past Lakshman, Ravan came face to face with Ram. The fight was intense. Finally, Ram used his Brahmastra, repeated the mantras as taught by Vashisht, and hurled it with all his might towards Ravan. The Brahmastra whizzed through the air, emitting scorching flames, and then pierced the heart of Ravan. Ravan fell dead from his chariot. The Rakshasas stood silent in amazement. They could scarcely believe their eyes. The end was so sudden and final. Bol Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. But before Ravan died, when he was about to die, then Ramchandra sent Lakshman to him. You take some advice from him, because now he will die. So what is his experience? What is good in life and what is not? Those people who are about to die, they know. So you go to him. Then Lakshman went, and Ravan said, Ashubhasya Shigram, no, Shubhasya Shigram Ashubhasya Kalaharanam. If there is anything good to do, you do it immediately. And if you are inclined to do something bad, then you try to postpone it as much as possible. But good things you do immediately, because later there may be some obstacle and you will not be able to do. But bad thing you try to postpone later. So hopefully you will never do it. I made this mistake in my life. I wanted to make a bridge, means stairs to heaven, but I was postponing. But I kidnapped Sita, that I went immediately to do, but now you see this is the problem. I also asked one devotee here, she was just about to give up her body, what advice? Then she told, those 20 years in my life, she was maybe 75 or something. Those last 20 years in my life when I was devotee, they were the best years. So this advice I got, that this is what we have to do, that is worth. So here, after Ravan's death, Vibhishan was duly crowned as king of Lanka. The message of Rama's victory was sent to Sita. Happily she bathed and came to Ram in a palanquin. Hanuman and all other monkeys came to pay their respect. Meeting Ram, Sita was overcome by her joyous emotion. Ram, however, seemed to be far away in thought. At length Rama spoke. I am happy to rescue you from the hands of Ravan, but you have lived a year in enemy's abode. It is not proper that I should take you back now. That is, Kshatriya has to see that other people will not misunderstand. So Ramchandra, he said in this way, as we will hear tomorrow from Gurudev's book, Sita could not believe what Ram said. Bursting in tears, Sita asked, was that my fault? The monster carried me away against my wishes. While in his residence, my mind and my heart were fixed on my Lord Rama alone. Sita felt deeply grieved and decided to end her life in the fire. She turned to Lakshman and with tearful eyes she implored him to prepare the fire. Lakshman looked at his elder brother, hoping for some type of reprieve, But there was no sign of emotion on Rama's face, and no words came from his mouth. As instructed, Lakshman built a large fire. Sita reverently walked around her husband and approached the blazing fire. Joining her palms in salutation, she addressed Agni, the god of fire. If I am pure, O fire, protect me. With these words, Sita stepped into the flames, to the horror of the spectators. Because other people, they may have doubt whether really Sita is chaste or not. So Ramchandra should not just like take her back. That is not good. So Sita accepted that test of chastity by fire pariksha, fire examination. Then Agni, whom Sita invoked, arose from the flames and gently lifted Sita unharmed and presented her to Ram. She passed the fire Agni Pariksha, fire examination. Ram addressed Agni, Sita is spotless and pure at heart. Take her to Ayodhya. People are waiting there for you. Ram delightfully received her. This he had to do as a Kshatriya, otherwise people will have doubts and will speak bad about him. That is not good. Don't I know she is pure? I had to test her for the sake of the world so that the truth may be known to all. Ram and Sita were now reunited and ascended on an air chariot, Pushpaka Viman, airplane, flower airplane, along with Lakshman to return to Ayodhya. Hanuman went ahead to apprise Bharat of their arrival. When the party reached Ayodhya, the entire city was waiting to receive them. Ram was coronated, that is Deepavali. They were waiting for Ram to come and they decorated the city. Ram was coronated and he took up the reins of government, much to the great joy of his subjects. So here this summarized Ramayana ends, but tomorrow we will hear from our Gurudev's book about the teachings from Ramayana, and also there is later part also after Ayodhya when they were in kingdom, what happened, so that we'll hear tomorrow.